I want to build a device that will help me walk faster. These are called moonwalkers. They help you walk faster, but they use motors, and that's cheating. I want to build a device that is completely mechanical but can achieve the same effects. Here's what I'm thinking.
Since I can't use motors, I'm going to leverage the downward force of my steps in order to push myself forwards. For my first prototype, I built a gearbox with 2 wheels and attached a linear rack that drives the wheels as it's pushed through. Each wheel is driven by a freewheel mechanism. This allows me to drive the wheels when I'm stepping and freely coast when I'm not. This is actually the same mechanism that your bicycle uses, but more on that later. The last step for this prototype was to connect the rack to a top panel that slides through the base on these linear rods and add some elastic to the underside so that the rack can return to its initial position at the end of each step. My initial tests revealed 2 problems. The first problem was the gear ratio. Each step was only giving me about 10 centimeters of travel, which didn't feel like nearly enough. The second problem was stability. Having only 2 wheels per shoe means that they can slip out from underneath me instead of reliably pulling me forwards. For version 2, I designed this beautiful set of herringbone gears with a total gear ratio of 18:1. You can see here how much further I was able to go on a single step. For stability, I added 2 extra wheels per shoe, which worked pretty well indoors, but the outdoor test was a little painful.
Oh no. It's literally just the straps broke. Okay, well, who needs them? Who needs straps? Oh, I definitely need straps. Oh, it's really pulling me. The way to let them out?
So stability was still pretty clearly an issue, but if extra wheels can't solve the problem, then what can? Well, that's when I discovered roller skis. Roller skis are mainly used by cross-country skiers that want to train in the off-season. But for me, they represented the perfect solution to my problem. My mission was clear. It was time to build the world's first gravity-powered roller skis. Let's do it. At the heart of each roller ski is a freewheel mechanism. This allows me to drive the wheel when I step down, but have the ski coast freely otherwise. I built a full gearbox around this wheel with some extremely satisfying gears to look at. I assembled the front wheels and attached everything to this aluminum frame. After 3 rounds of building and testing, it was finally time to put wheel on pavement.
Okay, let's go.
I'm okay.
So they kind of work. They technically work, but they are slow and not really useful. So what's going on? The fundamental problems are leverage and friction. Let's break that down. The skates are designed to leverage a relatively small step distance and convert that into a lot of horizontal motion. But the trade-off is torque. I'm pushing down with my own body weight, but the torque that the wheel is exerting on the ground is going to be a lot less than that in order to give me that longer piece of horizontal motion. In other words, the force pushing me forward is weak, which means my acceleration is low and the skates are pretty slow. The analogy here is as if I was trying to start from rest on my bicycle in a really high gear. I can do it, but it's slow and it's going to take a while. Now that on its own wouldn't matter because I would eventually get up to speed, but that's where friction comes into play. There are bumps in the road, there are little inclines, little declines, tons of things that are going to take away my energy as I'm trying to build it up, and effectively I will start from rest every step or every couple of steps. So it's actually a bit worse than the analogy of trying to start your bike from rest at a high gear, because at least with a bicycle, you're able to pedal continuously without any stops. But these bike skates are designed to utilize short bursts of force from my steps. So the real analogy is like trying to start your bike from rest in a high gear where you're only allowed to pedal in little spurts like this. So in hindsight, I can see exactly why these didn't work the way I had hoped that they would. we're going to give nature the win and say that walking is just a little bit better than what I designed, because what I designed are basically just bad miniature bicycles that I strapped to my feet. I'm a pretty new YouTuber with a lot of cool ideas in the hopper, and some of those ideas might actually work. So, if you enjoyed this misguided adventure, I would love to see you in the next one as a subscriber. Thank you so much for watching.